This ATV right here was purchased for $3,000, which is a great deal for what it is. This right here is a 2011 Can-Am Outlander 800 XTP. It's got a lot of nice features. This is actually in pretty decent shape. Obviously, it needs a new seat cover, but if you look around it, it's not bad. The tires are decent. The rims are pretty good. The XTP comes with full bumpers, the nice color matching wheels. This one has the dynamic power steering, so the 3 modes power steering. But yeah, matching rear bumper. It's a nice machine. It's missing a couple little things here. And then you get the beastly 800 V-twin Rotax in it. So $3,000 for this was actually a good deal. However, the owner bought this. He knew it needed some work. That's why he got it for a good price. What he didn't know was how much work it needed. So he did know that the power steering stopped working, and this lower A-arm was busted up, bent up, something like that. He actually brought this to the Can-Am dealership to have all the work done. So they brought it in. They told him the power steering box would take about a week to get in. Over a year later, and $4,000, and he finally got it back. So they replaced the power steering box, the lower A-arm. Looks like the knuckles are new on here. Same thing on that side. They didn't replace this arm. That's definitely not new. This one is, though. Man, $4,000 is a lot of money. So he's got $7,000 invested in this thing right now. He got it home, took it on one ride, didn't make it very far. It went into limp home mode. He got it back to the house. Sometimes it would start, sometimes it wouldn't start, and then all of a sudden it finally quit on him, wouldn't start at all. Right now it's completely dead. The battery's dead in it. We gotta pull it in the shop and see what's going on. All right, let's bring this in the shop. See what we can find. All right, let's see what we can find here. First thing, the battery is completely toast. There is a battery in it. However, obviously it doesn't have any juice left. Battery holder or mount looks like it's busted or something's going on there. They got a bungee cord holding it up in there. We'll go ahead and unhook that. Look at that bungee cord. Whoops, broke it. So get this down here. Yeah, so this bottom mount is broke. The owner didn't say anything to me. I would replace that if I was him, but I'll double check with him first. First things first, actually the battery terminal is completely loose, so that could be an issue. We'll check the voltage on the battery. So we'll set our meter to DC. Negative on the negative terminal, positive on the positive. And actually it's showing 12.5 volts. Might be just a loose connection then. Go ahead and test it with a battery tester. So we can have 12 volts and it can still be bad, but let's see. Battery test, enter, AGM battery, SAE, this is a 310 capacity, that, enter, testing, good charge. It says the battery's good. Well, that's definitely not what I was expecting, especially after he said it's been sitting over a year. Anyways, let's go ahead and tighten these up. Yeah, even a positive's loose. Not as loose as the negative, but there. Tight enough to see if we have ignition now. Let's come up here. Yeah, that looks good. So we got 2,500 miles on this machine. Might as well try to start it. Oh boy, I don't know yet. But if this thing starts up and runs and has no issues, just because we tightened the battery terminal, I'll definitely feel bad for the owner because it sat for a year, but it'll also be good for him because it'll be a super cheap fix. Probably won't be much for a video here, but hey, it'll be good for the owner. And I always like it when customers are happy. Let's go ahead and try to fire it up. Okay, so starter button's not working. We're in neutral. Parking brake is engaged, and we have nothing. So I guess we're not out of the woods that easy. So first thing I want to check is to see if possibly it has a bad solenoid. We'll try jumping that, and we'll go from there. We'll go ahead and pull this cover off. Now because these terminals were loose, definitely going to be checking all the connections up here. Slightly loose, but I don't think it's too bad. I'm going to tighten it up. Go ahead and tighten that up a little bit. Like I said, it wasn't that loose, so I don't think this is going to do anything, but we'll try it. Yeah, still nothing. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, leave the key on, and I'll jump the starter solenoid, see if it turns over. Now we can obviously test if that starter solenoid's bad without jumping it with the meter. However, jumping the starter solenoid with a screwdriver is very fast to do, and it'll lead you in the right direction. We have it in neutral right now. The key's on. Let's go ahead and jump the solenoid. So you can tell it's turning over. Doesn't want to start though. Almost wants to start. It did sound like it was turning over slow there, so we're going to go ahead, hook a jump pack up to it, and see if that makes a difference. Still nothing here. Nothing. So right now it's not starting. We can hear the fuel pump kicking in. It almost sounded like it wanted to start one time, so my first guess would be either a firing issue or a fuel issue, possibly a weak fuel pump. But with the starter button not working, it might not be related, but it also might be. I'm thinking it might be a firing issue. So I do have the Can-Am software for this, the bud system. Let's hook that up and see if it tells us anything. So yeah, that's the first thing we'll do. We'll go ahead and hook up the buds. So our port is going to be located... Oh, yeah, this is an older one. So the newer Can-Am Outlanders, the diagnostic port is located right around this area. I forgot on these older ones, it's up front. So we'll move up here. So it will be located under this front rack. There it is. Go ahead and unplug that. Get our computer set up. Tells you your battery voltage right there. You need a good battery when you're doing this. 12.4 volt. I still have that jump pack hooked up to it right now. Go ahead to read data. Alright, so we're gonna go to faults to begin with. So it looks like we have a desk key problem. Incorrect desk key, starter relay open circuit or shorted to ground. Desk line shorted to ground. Let's go ahead and clear these out. The electronic system needs to be rebooted. Turn off the vehicle. You can turn the vehicle back on. It's still saying desk line shorted to ground. Desk line shorted to ground. If you go on here, damaged circuit wires or mixed up connections. Check system circuits 2B38 and 2B39 with 1cc-C and 1cc-D. So I'm going to go ahead, get this off of here, and we're going to start checking some connections. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this battery, charge it up properly on a battery charger while I diagnose this desk problem. The owner had the power steering box replaced not too long ago by the dealership. So that's going to be the first area I look for connections, see if maybe there's some pinched wires or something. So we'll get to it. Pull this plastic cover off. You can see brand new DPS unit right there. Just going to look around this area, make sure I don't see any pinched wires, broken wires, anything like that. Just to be safe. That kind of looks a little odd, but I don't see it going through any wiring. We'll certainly check up by the desk key here in a second. Here, we'll pull this plastic panel off. Nothing stands out to me right there. So I want to check on the actual ignition switch. So go ahead, pull this off of there. This can pop up. These can be a little tricky. Usually I like to turn the handlebar one way and then turn it the other. I'm going to go ahead and unplug it. All the connections look good. I'm going to expose this from the wiring loom. Nothing stands out. Really should check the fuses in here. You got what? ECM, injectors. So they look good by eye. I'll go ahead and check them with a meter. Good. 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 And good. Go ahead and throw that back on there for now. So we're just doing a visual inspection of the wires right now. Everything looks fine. Let's come back here because the battery was kind of flopping around. So let's see what we can find. So our starter solenoid's right here. It doesn't look bad. Oh, that doesn't look good. So this is a fuse terminal block type deal. That right there is a positive 12-volt wire running through here. Look how rusty that is. I'm going to go ahead and pull that off. Go ahead and spray a little WD on there. And we'll see if it comes off without breaking the terminal. Nice. Go ahead, get that off of there. It's pretty rusty. Pull this whole terminal off. And check these fuses out. That one's good. Connections look nice and clean in there. Good. That one's good. Good there. I'm definitely going to clean this up though. This is pretty rough looking. Let me go ahead and clean this wire up as well. We'll go ahead and make sure this is not broken. We're making sure this terminal connects to each three of these. Yep. Yep. And yep. So this unit is good. Go ahead and get it back up in here. Go ahead and put the wire back on. Try to clean off the inside of this nut. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and hook up our battery now. See if we get anything different this time. Nothing different. So I went ahead and took the key switch apart. Check that out. No wonder it wasn't working very good. A lot of corrosion, almost looks burnt down there. So over here I got a Can-Am, but it's an Outlander 650. And I got the ignition switch here. Now this key is programmed to this ECU. So it won't work on that machine unless we reprogrammed it for that. But this ignition switch does not need to be programmed. Get that nut off of there. There we go. I'm going to go ahead, unplug this. I don't actually have to hook it up there. I'll just plug it in right here. And we're going to use the key for this machine. See if she makes a difference. Oh, okay. So it tried turning over there. I'm going to try to start it now. Do is check the oil level on this thing. Okay. Oil's definitely black. I'd recommend changing it, but let's see. On these machines, you screw the dipstick in all the way, and then you back off. Yeah, might be a little low, but it's close. Still does not want to start. Oh, it almost did there, actually. Hey, there she goes! No check engine lights on the dash here. Ooh, and like that. Okay, so we have a problem. We're not showing anything on the dash, though. So it sounds like we might have a couple different problems here. We got the starting problem figured out. Now the ignition works. That was just a bad ignition switch. However, it's not wanting to stay running. Now we did turn this off and on quite a few times in that fuel pump cycle, so we might just have too much gas dumped in the cylinder. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead, hook everything back up, strap the battery in there, then we can take it outside and try it out a little bit. Try to open it up some. See if that fixes it. So that's good. We got the new used ignition switch back on there. Go ahead, hook this back up. Get a rack on there. So if it still runs bad after we go ahead and open her up a little bit, my next thing to try is the fuel pressure. Alright. Let's go give her a test. Yeah, maybe not. Nope. That's definitely a negative. Better get this thing back before I can't. No check engine lights or anything on the dash, but it's definitely not running on 2 cylinders like it's running on 1. Uh-oh. Make it back there. Oh, we made it back, but it barely made it back. Unfortunately, I ran out of time today, but on the next video, we'll be diagnosing the poor running condition.